Once again, welcome you all to continue with decision theory. Today I am going to explain one interesting example that is related with decision making under risk. But before I proceed, I would like to revise few points from my previous session. As everyone knows, decision theory deals with decision making, and decision making is a process consisting three elements, four steps and two environments. What are those three elements? One, decision maker. Second, actions, that is alternatives available to the decision maker. Third, states of nature, that is the expected future events that are not under control of the decision maker. Also, the four steps one has to follow before taking any optimum decision. What are those four steps? One, list all the alternatives. Second, list all the states of nature. Third, construct payoff. And fourth, to take the optimum decision. Now, in my previous session, I had already explained the two different environment. One, decision making under uncertainty and decision making under risk. What is the main point which I had explained in under uncertainty? That is, decision making under uncertainty, we can take decision by using three criterion: maximax, maximin and Laplace. Uncertainty in the sense we don't have any idea about the occurrence of states of nature, and hence every state of nature has equal chance of occurrence. While in the second case, that is second environment, decision making under risk, that means at least some idea we have about the happenings of states of nature, and therefore one more extra column will come into the picture, and that is the column of probability. That means the values are assigned to every state of nature. Okay. Now with this we will be considering two different criterions by which one can take a best decision, and those two criterion are EMV, that is expected monetary value, and EOL, that is expected opportunity loss. All these criterion we will study afterwards. Before that, I would like to take one interesting example, colorful, I can say, next slide, which we are going to observe. Now what you observe in this slide, in this problem, the upper right corner, you may observe one delicious item, that is, as it is mentioned, omelette problem. So I think this look like a omelette, right? Below that you may observe one saucer where one egg is there in broken state, and left to that you may observe one person holding an egg in his hand in front of his head. Now let me tell you the background of this. I just want to tell the problem. Now here a person is preparing 3-egg omelette. Having already broken 2 eggs into the pan, suddenly a doubt may come in his mind about the quality of the third egg, whether it is good or bad. Bad in the sense whether it is good or rotten. Bad means rotten. And when this doubt comes, there may be three options which he can go through. What are the three options? First, he may think positively that the third egg must be good, and directly he will break it into the pan, right? This is maybe the first action. Second, he may think that let us first of all break it separately in this another dish, inspect it, and then if it is good, put it in the pan, otherwise throw away. And third action, because doubt has come, so let me keep it away entirely, I don't want to use it. That may be the third option. So here he will be having 3 actions or alternatives available, and there will be 2 states of nature. So let us go to the next slide. What you observe here in this slide, here there are 2 states of nature. Just see, in the form of row I had mentioned. What are those 2 states of nature? The third egg is good and the third egg is rotten. There you observed some figure in front of that. What are those figure means? So come to the point. Now this is decision making under risk. Normally what happened? Maximum times or very rarely the egg may be rotten. So here the rough idea about the occurrence of state of nature is given. 90% chance that egg is good. So 0.9 is allocated to this state of nature, and 10% chance that egg may be rotten. So 0.1 is the probability assigned to this second state of nature. Now look at these 3 actions. What is the first action? Think positively and break the third egg directly into the pan. This is the first action. Second, think pessimistically. First, break the third egg into the saucer, inspect it. If it is good, then only put in the pan, otherwise throw it away. And what is the third action? Because there is a doubt in the mind, let us keep it aside. Don't use it. Keep it away. Okay. So these are the 3 actions available and 2 states of nature which are mentioned in this table. Now what will be the output? Here you may observe the output. Now let us consider the first one. That is, thinking positively, he just broke the third egg into the pan. What will happen? If it is good, then definitely he will enjoy a 3-egg omelette. But in case if it is rotten, then what will happen? The entire dish will get spoiled and hence he will not be able to eat anything. Is it okay? These are the 2 outputs from first action. What about second action now? From second action, as he is going to put it separately, break it into the saucer and observe it. So if it is good, then only he will put it in the pan and hence he will enjoy the 3-egg omelette. While in the second state of nature, if it is bad, he will just throw it away and he will enjoy 2-egg omelette. Right? But here what is a slight negative, I cannot say negative, but some I say a point which may be there, that is some extra work here he has to do. What is that extra work? That is, he has to break that egg into different saucer and inspect it. At the same time, after using it or not, he has to clean that extra saucer also. That is what the extra work he is going to do in the second option. Now come to the third option. Now third option means what? Because the doubt has come, I am not going to use it. So with any state of nature, whether good or bad, in any state of nature, he is going to enjoy the 2-egg omelette. Whether it is good or bad, as he is keeping away the third one, he will be enjoying 2-egg omelette. That means what is here? The little monetary loss may be there. And what is that monetary loss? That is whatever is the amount he paid for the third egg, that will be his monetary loss. So overall, this is what the payoff which I had shown. Now before going to any criteria, today we will just stop over here. In my next session, I think I will explain the next criteria by taking the criterions by taking suitable example. Thank you.